FMF Warfare Device. The eagle, globe, and anchor, Marine Corps emblem, are centered on the breast insignia as the capstone of the warfare device, clearly stating that the wearer is a member of the Navy/Marine Corps team. When the device was designed, forward, from the sea, was the Navy and Marine Corps joint vision for the future. This is represented in the background of the device, a surf wave crashing on the sandy beach, the littoral zone, the place where sailors have served alongside Marines as they earned their reputation, on the shores of Tripoli, and the sands of Iwo Jima. The world's littoral, or coastal, regions are also where the Navy and Marine Corps team will exert the U.S. interests in future conflicts as reflected in the doctrine of the time, operational maneuver from the sea. Warfare programs have instilled warrior ethos in sailors and enhanced mission effectiveness in both individual and unit survivability since their inception. On ships and submarines, every sailor is trained as a firefighter and damage control man to fight and save the ship in an emergency. With the Marines, it is essential in combat for every person to have the knowledge and skill of a rifleman if the unit is to survive. The two crossed rifles symbolize the rifle ethic the warfare program is designed to instill in sailors assigned to the Marines. The scroll along the bottom of the breast insignia is emblazoned with Fleet Marine Force. Although the Marine component was established in 1992, it significantly changed the operational environment in which Marine Corps forces deploy and operate in a joint environment. The Navy continues utilizing the Fleet Marine Force title as a naval-type commander. Therefore, since warfare programs are a distinct part of Navy culture, our warfare program should be titled after the role in which Marine forces are tied to the Navy. 1775 The Marine Corps was created on November 10, 1775 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at Tun Tavern by a resolution of the Continental Congress, which raised 2 battalions of Marines. Captain Samuel Nicholas became the commander of these 2 battalions and is traditionally considered the first commandant of the Marine Corps. 1776 The first Marine landing took place during the Revolutionary War. Marines invaded New Providence Island in the Bahamas and seized guns and supplies. The day's uniform had a stiff leather stock worn around the neck, thus the nickname Leatherneck. 1805 Marines stormed the Barbary pirate stronghold at Burma on the shores of Tripoli. Marines raised the Stars and Stripes for the first time in the Eastern Hemisphere. 1834 The Marines were organized under the Department of the Navy, DON. 1847 During the Mexican War, Marines occupied the halls of Montezuma during the Battle of Chapultepec in Mexico City. The Royal Palace fell to invading Marines, among the first United States troops to enter the capital. Marines also helped take California. 1859 Under the command of Colonel Robert E. Lee, U.S. Army Marines stormed the United States Arsenal at Harper's Ferry to put down an attempted slave revolt led by abolitionist John Brown. 1868 The Marine Corps adopted an emblem that consisted of an eagle, a globe, and an anchor. Brigadier General Jacob Zeilen, the 7th Commandant, modified the British, Royal, Marine emblem to depict the Marines as both American and maritime. The globe and anchor signify worldwide service and sea traditions. The spread eagle is a symbol of the nation itself. 1883 The official motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, Latin for, always faithful, was adopted. The phrase is commonly heard by its abbreviation, Semper Fi. 1900 In support of foreign policy, Marines from ships on the Asiatic Station defended the American legation in Peking, China, during the Boxer Rebellion. The Marines were part of a multinational defense force that protected the legation quarter against attack. This small defense force held out against the Boxers until a relief force reached Peking and ended the rebellion. 1912 The Marine Corps established its aviation unit. Marine Major Alfred A. Cunningham was the first pilot. His first solo flight, 1 STLT at the time, occurred on August 1, 1912. 1917 Marines landed as part of the American force in France. Marines participated in 8 distinct operations, distinguishing themselves, and were awarded a number of decorations, among them the French Forager, still worn by members of the 5th and 6th Marines. 1933 The Marine Corps was reorganized into the Fleet Marine Force, formally establishing the command and administrative relations between the Fleet and the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps Equipment Board was established at Quantico, Virginia, and Marines began to devote long hours to testing and developing materials for landing operations and expeditionary service. 1965 Marines landed in South Vietnam, and conducted numerous large-scale offensive operations throughout the course of the war, as well as participated in the pacification program designed to win the support of the local populace. In response to an attempted coup of the local government, Marines landed in the Dominican Republic to evacuate and protect U.S. citizens. The Marines formed the core of a multinational force that quickly restored the peace. 1982 Marines deployed to Beirut, Lebanon as part of a multinational peacekeeping force in an effort to restore peace and order. This action further displayed the Marine concept of a force in readiness. 1983 On October 23, 1983, a suicide truck bomb attack on the building serving as barracks for 1st Battalion 8th Marines killed 241 Americans and wounded 70 others. The last Marine unit withdrew in July of 1984. 1991 Operation Desert Storm was launched after the Iraqi government invaded Kuwait and refused to comply with United Nations resolutions demanding their withdrawal. Marine aviation was heavily used and the air phase commenced in January of 1991. When massive bombing failed to dislodge Iraqi forces, Marine ground forces swept into Kuwait and liberated the country, causing severe damage to the Iraqi military capability. 2001 September 11, 2001. Terrorist attacks were carried out in New York City. 2 civilian airline planes were hijacked and flew into the World Trade Center. Operation Enduring Freedom, OEF, is the official name used by the U.S. government for the war in Afghanistan, together with 3 smaller military actions, under the umbrella of the Global War on Terror, GWO. On October 7, 2001, early combat operations including a mix of strikes from land-based B-1 Lancers, B-2 Spirit and B-52 Stratofortress bombers, carrier-based F-14 Tomcat and F-18 Hornet fighters, and Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from both U.S. and British ships and submarines signaled the start of Operation Enduring Freedom. 2003 The invasion of Iraq, from March 20 to May 1, 2003, was led by the United States, alongside the United Kingdom and smaller contingents from Australia and Poland. 4 countries participated with troops during the initial invasion phase.